Hello and welcome. This is Lisa Jones, and you are listening to the Exploring Death podcast. Hello and welcome to the Exploring Death podcast. I'm Lisa Jones, your host, and today I have with me Laura Miner. Laura is certified in thanatology, death, dying, and bereavement through the Association for Death Education and Counseling. Dedicated to compassionate end-of-life care for over 20 years, she has been employed as a hospice worker in Santa Fe, New Mexico, on Maui, and in Honolulu, Hawaii. She is currently self-employed on Maui, and in her spare time can be found laughing out loud, writing in her journal, practicing Pilates, out dancing salsa, or even dancing in her living room. Welcome, Laura.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, I'm so excited to have you here. Well, the first card is essence. And so a lot of times people, if they are having a difficult death, it's because they're really not in their essence. I mean, people are trying to push them to do things maybe they, not the way that they wanted them to be. It's like, I feel like what I'm getting is that in order to allow a good death to unfold, you need to allow the essence to come through and to not try to control it. And what I've noticed is that when there's a lot of control from the outside forces, it kind of makes the whole universe ideal wonky, right? Because they're trying to change what is.
Yeah.
That essence isn't being allowed to kind of unfold.
Yeah.
So, and then the action is energy, and again, just allowing the energy to just flow naturally the way it wants to flow, and not to try to, again, they're showing me like people trying to make the river go a certain direction when it's, not meant to go that way. And I think, like you said, I have a patient right now who she doesn't want to eat, but her family members keep pushing food on her. And so it makes it difficult when the patient is saying, no, I don't want food. And yet the family members are really pushing it. Right. So to me, that's pushing against the river. It's pushing against what the essence of this person is asking for. And that's when you set yourself up for discord when you're not allowing the patient to really lead the way and follow that. Do you feel the same way?
And I think for so many that the food equals love, and you've cared for them as they've grown ill they've probably given them food to make them feel better for many, many months, if not years, not the whole life. So it's a tough one to let go of, because it's always been your way of caring for that person. And it's like, well, if I can't do that, what do I do? And so many times when someone's dying, do nothing. And that's a really hard one to accept in our culture, because we're like such a go do culture. It's really hard for people to accept that, wait, nothing, like just be present with them and is helping, really?
Right. Well, and it's so funny because that's the outcome card, is purification, which is just literally like just letting all of that go and just letting it be, natural and pure, and not like, try to bring in all of this other stuff. Just being present and available is key to, allowing the good death to unfold. So.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
Interesting. Wow.
The essence one, my friend and I, we talk a lot about this stuff in ways that like, what are some of the qualities of being able to serve when someone's dying. And one of them is taking a look. What I always remember is taking a look at someone when they're experiencing a lot of pain, suffering, and it's hard not to take that on, and it's hard not to leave when it's time for you to go back to your life and not feel like, whoa, heavy. One thing that helps me when I'm with a person is remembering what's not dying. What is the essence? Like, what's not dying here? Because there's always something you can tap into that is, the essence.
Wow. Well, thank you, Laura, so much. It's been such a pleasure chatting with you. And I love that our paths have crossed, and I look forward to seeing you around Maui.
I look forward to talking to you more about this. I feel like we could talk for like 3 more hours.
I know. Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot more to talk about. So great. Well, thank you. Thank you. And be sure to stay tuned, as I'm going to be pulling some cards for you up next.